Hello everyone, welcome to the 80% tournament. Today we have Mason going in against Opal. Mason with a PB of 32.47 coming in as a favorite, but Opal coming with a strong PB of 33.38 as well. So there are definitely some real upset potentials, and it should be a really exciting race. Also, sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties, but it should all be sorted out now.
Yeah, it seems to be better for me now. Coming from speed, so. Yeah, just give us a moment. We'll have this sort. It should be good now. Okay. 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 It should be good now. Imagine a stream where things don't go wrong. Imagine a stream where things don't Would never be us. Would never be us. It's more than double now. 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 It's more than double. Nothing to see here, just some text on the screen. Nothing to see here, just some text on the screen. Nothing to see here, just some text on the screen.
Is it fixed right now?
Yeah, is it fixed? Is it better? We still have infinite echo, my god. Oh, now it's good. Well, yeah, okay, it's good now. It's fixed.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, okay. Okay, we can do the countdown now. Nothing to see here, everything's fine. There's no delay or any other issues.
Yep, definitely not. Just a normal stream.
Everything went according as planned. Just don't look on your clock, then everything is okay. No resets to audio issues. We'll see if we have resets to audio issues. That would just be wonderful.
I think our runners are starting now.
Yep, it looks like the runners are ready. Okay, Mason and Opel both have started. So we will start to see the beginning of the race.
Yep. Let's see if the nerves are gonna affect the KP or not. Because I feel like...
Yeah, maybe this also helped the nerves, you know, after this long of a wait time.
Yeah, maybe. It also could have had a negative effect, just such a long build-up. But it
Yeah,
probably had.
we can't know, of course. We're starting with a bit of delay between both of the runners, but it's not the end of the world. Both of them. Oh. I think we got an ad. I think we got an ad on Mason's side. So yeah, that unfortunately also is covering part of the screen of Opal.
Yep. Well, I think from what we could see, they both got
Yeah,
the bench flag skip.
both of them got out at 51.82. Or did they? At least both timers were paused at 51.82, which is a Fortnite strat, which is a pretty good time for King's Pass.
Yeah, that's a really good time. And the fact that they got the exact same time, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, just seeing them move through Crossroads right now, hoping for good RNG in the long fall room. No Gruzzers being annoying. And, yep.
Yeah, and we'll soon see how Opal's drop goes. He goes for the middle drop, cancels it a bit early, but it isn't that big of a time loss.
Yeah,
Oh, Mason unfortunately missing the Aspid Arena. Double spike kill, but recovers really well.
Yeah, gets a fairly quick kill nonetheless, and now we'll see Opal try their luck, and gets it. Very nice. So that can probably make up for the small time loss in the long fall room. And our runners should be on very, very similar pace still.
Yeah.
Making their way through Crossroads relatively eventless, which you would expect from runners of this caliber. Everything seems to be going okay.
Mason hit the statue Kogan now. Opal's going for it. He
Yeah,
also
Opal
gets
also
it.
got it.
It's such a satisfying. Yeah,
it is very satisfying.
Yeah, yeah. And it looks really cool.
It does. Apparently we have some issues with the timers. Yeah, the timers are not quite properly aligned, but it's also not the worst of the technical issues we've had today. Mason making their way into False Knight, and the fight is going pretty well. The RNG is pretty solid. Same for Opal.
Yeah, also Opal getting a really good RNG as well. Really good False Knight.
Great start to the race. Seems like Opal is a bit behind. Not too much, but a little bit.
Yeah, he also started a bit late, so it might be way less than it appears.
I mean, I believe it. It actually is actual time loss, but I might be wrong. This looks like they're still very tight. I don't know. I just got confused apparently.
Yeah, I think the timers are fine now. So
Yeah.
Opal is actually ahead. Was about 5 seconds ahead. He had a really good VS at 30 low, at 31.
Yep. Actually a very good time indeed. Yeah, and is a few seconds ahead. Not terribly much, but a little bit. Which probably comes back to the Aspid Arena. And the missed double on Mason's side.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully none of our runners will get screwed by the Baldur RNG.
Yeah, that might also equalize the times once again. Mason getting a 3 spit, which is not great, but also not the worst.
Yeah, it hurts.
It can go worse than that, but you obviously want the shortest. You want less.
Yeah. Oh.
Opal getting a 4-spit. Oh god. Yeah, so
Boulder isn't
the
coming today
boulder's
right
not...
now.
Yeah, fortunately we don't have to deal with that for the second boulder, which will be which will of course be skipped because we're on 1-2-2-1. You can just one-shot them. So they're just both collecting soul while walking through the room right now.
Yeah.
And we see Mason enter.
Yeah, the trick we do that Mason is pulling off right now, we just walk off the screen and fireball, and as we load the rest of the map and we start looking back at the boulder, it's him multiple times. And Opal having an unfortunate fall in the grocery room.
Yeah. While Mason got the fireball skip into green path, very nice. Even had more soul because of the boulder RNG, got a first spit. He could have gone for a 2 fireball backup if the first one didn't work, but it was okay. Opal also getting the fireball skip.
Yeah, I think they should be pretty close now.
It looks like it, yes. Mason making a way up to the second fireball skip and nails it. Very nice. Gets up the ledge immediately. And can start collecting soul for the next fireball skip. Green path is quite loaded with those.
Yeah. He also gets the most quick kill. We unfortunately jumps late, but gets in on the second try. Really nice.
Yeah, didn't lose much time to that.
Much time. Yeah. And Opal
Opal also
nailing
making
the first fireball.
Wonderful. That's how you would want it to go. Obviously, these are experienced runners, and they've done this a lot of times, so it's great to see that their execution holds up to the expectations. Mason unfortunately missing the double fireball on the Moss Knight, and then barely doesn't, and then shoots a third fireball too late. So a bit short on soul here. But there's plenty of ways to collect in that room.
Yeah, I think he didn't have enough soul. Like, I think he walked up with 6, and then
he had enough soul. He just, I think, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't on full soul.
Exactly. Opal just got the kill very nicely, and now Mason is doing the double Moss Knights. And gets it very quickly.
He unfortunately got the force RNG though.
And yeah, where one of them is far away.
Yeah, and now he's entering Hornet with 2 HP, but it should be fine. Hopefully we won't see a Hornet death.
Yeah, that would be tragic. Opal getting the slightly better RNG on the Moss Knights where they're close to each other, and Mason seems to be just fine bullying Hornet.
Yeah, got a nice double in there. Got another double as well. Really nice.
That was a pretty quick Hornet kill.
Yeah, that was really good, I think.
And he picks up Cloak at 7:55, and just as Opal starts the Hornet fight himself. 20 seconds, like the timer 20 seconds behind. So it should be pretty close.
Yeah. All having a bit
Hornet
of rough RNG.
Hornet fight overall going pretty well, if not optimal. And Mason as such is like around 4 seconds ahead now. So nothing egregious still.
Yeah, they're still
3
pretty
seconds
close.
according to Amber. Yeah. Okay. Now Fungal Waste is a very movement-based split. Actually, to my knowledge, the split where Taz saves the least amount of time over humans just because of how optimized it is.
Oh really? I didn't know that. That sounds really cool.
Because a lot of Taz time save is from using abusing wall-clink storage and nail slashes, and there aren't all that many in there. Yeah. Thank you for the confirmation there. It's a that also means it's a rather difficult split for humans to get right because it's a lot of quite precise movement. Mason getting the one fireball e-pogo, very nice.
Yep. Now he's in train. Mantis Pogo. And he
Yep.
nails that as well.
Perfect Mantis Pogo. Also goes for the RNG manip on that Mantis, and it's looking good. Gets it and quits out very quickly. Approximately at 34 in the menu after that.
Opal also going for free Pogo. He also gets
Yep.
that. Where you take a damage tank and then Pogo the explosion afterwards. He also gets the Mantis Pogo.
Yeah, very, very clean execution for the claw split here. And Opal unfortunately opens the options, which can happen unfortunately. But otherwise also gets a good RNG manip and still a very good pace. That unfortunate options opening doesn't lose much time, of course.
Yeah, menuing can be annoying sometimes, but I don't think it. Yeah, I don't actually know how much it loses, but I doubt it's more than a second.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Menuing is the true final boss of running Hollow Knight. And Mason seems to be 4 seconds ahead at claw pickup, which that is very close still. Making both of the runners making their way up to Grass Mother now. Mason is almost there. So we'll see how that kill goes. And it looks pretty smooth. I don't know if that's quite enough soul for both fireballs.
I think it is
Or if
enough.
it's one short.
I think he had enough before he came into the fight.
Yeah, anywho, the cleanup is a bit shaky with the grub RNG. And gets the walkling storage in the wrong direction. Unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate. And now we're seeing Opal entering the Grossmother fight.
Yep. Hoping that Opal will do... Yeah, very clean fight.
Yeah, really clean.
That's how you want it to go in practice.
Let's
Okay,
hope
just the cleanup now.
will be nice as well.
Mason running into a lot of enemies here. While Opal gets even the chain on the walkling storage. Mason getting really low on health and actually dying here.
Oh my god.
Wonder how that will affect the run going forward. Yeah, how much time does dying here lose?
I actually don't know.
Oh, I think it might save some time actually compared to going around.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Mason
Mason
Newming very quickly through Blue Lake with the walkling storage. You gotta love your HK slide. And now Opal going for the shade skip, and it works just fine as well. Very nice. Oh, okay, goes for this walkling storage setup that I actually didn't know until yet.
Yeah, I didn't know about that either.
But gets it very cleanly. And moves through very, very nicely. As Mason enters the Dream Nail sequence. So Dreamplet's coming up now.
Let's see if he's gonna go for Dream Dash.
Yeah.
A really difficult thing to pull off.
Yeah.
He doesn't go for it.
Didn't quite look like it. I always think that unfortunately drops off the platforms. Fortunately, it's not the first platform, so the time loss isn't as big, but it's still very unfortunate.
Yeah, and it is really annoying. Like, you can really get in your head. It's
It
just
would
such an
also
annoying
count
card.
as a hit and hitless, which you know, that's not quite what the runners are going for, but it's still a shame.
Yeah,
Oh, Opal golded apparently the split.
that's really nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. You love to see a race gold. MasonSR gets Sear skip perfectly. Yeah, minus 2.7 second gold on Opal.
That's
That
huge.
is wonderful to see, yeah.
Mason now going for the transitional walking storage. And the offer.
Yeah,
Wait, maybe he didn't go for that one. But he doesn't get it either way.
yeah, just making their way through the room normally with a bit less sliding.
And now Opal is entering the room
Yep.
before that as well.
Yep. Oh, Mason gets Walkling storage in the wrong direction again, and Opal goes for the Walkling storage here.
Oh, he got it really well. Had an unfortunate RNG, but that still saves time.
Yep. Opal is currently ahead 10 seconds on Dreamnail, so that's what one drop on those platforms does. And gets the Walkling storage out of the elevator very cleanly. Opal is on a great run here.
Yeah, Mason is on 3 HP, so he had to take his
Yep.
time in the last row to avoid getting damaged. Oh wait, he
Yeah,
took another one. Oh, that's unfortunate.
enters Gorgeous Husk now. Obviously, the combat for Gorgeous Husk is very planned out, and it goes very nicely. And has a solid cleanup for this room as well.
And he has enough Geo.
Yeah. We're getting to closer and closer to the screens being synced. With the time made up by Opal. As Mason makes their way up into Watcher's Spire, to one of the hardest boss fights in all of Hollow Knight, Watcher Knights with this equipment.
Yeah, that fight can be really, really difficult.
The Dark Room looked a tiny bit
Opal is
slow,
a
but
bit low
overall
on
makes it...
Geo.
Oh, yeah. Not crazy much, but it doesn't look great.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Opal getting through the dark room pretty quickly.
You would want to be at pretty much at no less than 602 Geo here, ideally 605 or more in the Chandelier skip, so Opal will have to make up for that later.
Yeah.
Mason getting treated a bit rough by the first Watcher Knight. But makes their way into it, and now we see both runners fighting Watcher Knights. And doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, they stack up pretty well for Mason.
Yeah,
on 2
Mason
HP.
is on 2 HP. Kills
That's
2 of the
time to
Watchers
heal.
very quickly though. And gets some time to
Yeah,
heal. Things are looking cleaner for Opal. Still on 4 HP without having to heal.
that's unfortunate
And
because he didn't have anything when they started rolling both of them.
Mason is on the last 2 Watcher Knights, gets hit onto 1 HP for the last one, and finishes the kill. So very tight there in the end, but he manages to make it through.
Yep, Anopal is doing pretty well, so we shouldn't see any Watchers deaths.
Yeah, very nice. Got the fight done after getting hit once, and even get some Walkling storage on that wall. Alright, makes their way up out of Watcher Knights and had a pretty good fight. Unfortunately, quite low on Geo.
You shouldn't be.
Meanwhile, Yeah.
Yeah. Geo shouldn't be much of a problem. You just need to remember because like that's the entire point. Like you usually are not thinking about it, and if you
Yeah,
miss
it's
it,
okay.
you-
If he just thinks about killing some extra enemies on the way there, you can easily get the rest of the geo you need.
yeah. And some hero rock, you can do hero rock as well.
Yep. Right. Mason also Mason collecting Lurien now and making their way into Rafters. Or in the direction of Rafters, rather, after collecting the spoils for defeating Watcher Knights, of course.
Yep. And Rafters is a really difficult skip. I think it's been in the rut for about 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been a
Um,
crazy long amount of time, from my perspective.
yeah. And we're gonna see if any of the runners start to go for the right side, or will they do the left side, which is safer but saves this time.
Yeah. I believe right side Rafters is probably harder than QGA. And saves less time. Obviously, another advantage of going through Rafters is being able to talk to Len right on your way there, so you don't have to like walk by his shop and then talk to Lem outside and then go back to his shop.
Yep.
Mason is approaching Rafters, goes for the right side, and executes it perfectly. Gets up there, and that is huge. Also gets the
Really
perfect pogo
nice.
of the flying sentry. That's a
Yeah,
textbook
really,
execution.
really good from him.
Yeah, now we got Opal approaching it, also going for it. Oh, the jank fireball hitbox unfortunately hits the Vengefly and kills it, so having to go for the right side backup. But manages to get that, claw back some time, and ooh. The flying enemy's really not the nicest to Opal today. Hopefully hopefully things will go better now. Better RNG.
Yeah, that was really
That
unfortunate.
that will
Really
probably
close.
help equalize the times a bit.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
should be
Opal
closer now.
doing Opal selling his relics now. Mason making their way out of City of Tears into the next skip, which is Crystal Heart, where we will see a bunch of very cycle-based movement in Crystal Peak. Mason getting very nice platforming there.
Yeah, he gets the escape move, and then Opal going for the Geo. And he gets it. He has 10 more now. Really nice.
Yeah. That's very good. Very good recovery on the Geo there.
Now Opal is going to attempt the Photoshop jump. And he also
Yep.
gets it, and also gets the escape movement afterwards. Really nice.
Very cool. Yeah. Looks very, very good. Does Firebell, which of course is something you can do when you actually have a spell other than our current world record route for any percent, which actually doesn't get a spell. And relies on an extremely hard setup to do Balder without a spell using Fury of the Fallen. You can check out Lab's current world record if you want to see that route in action. Yeah, not
It's
something
really
our
crazy
runners
that,
have to do.
yeah, really crazy that after these many years, like a new route just suddenly pops up.
Yeah, Mason getting a very nice chain on the gate walkling storage there.
Yeah.
Almost makes Crystal Peak look like Blue Lake there. Yeah, Crystal Peak movement is something those runners have memorized into their blood, I would assume, because it requires a lot of practice. And is like quite difficult to get right.
Yeah, but a really satisfying split if you can do the movement properly.
Yeah.
It
If
also
it's done right,
looks
it's
really cool.
wonderful to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't quite get the God Pixel there, but still making their way up, mostly undeterred. And a bit of a movement optimization with that pogo to get up the ledge quicker.
Yep. Both of the runners got the Pogax. Now Opal
Yep.
is going for the God Cycle room, and that
Oh,
unfortunately
and gets
late
God Pixel.
laser pixel. Yeah, and God Pixel, that's really nice.
Yeah, God Pixel, if you didn't manage to get the God Cycle, is very nice to sort of recover from that and not lose health or time. As Mason makes the way through the crystal heart cycle room, looking very nice. Will he go for the underplat? He does.
Yeah.
Looked like a very, very low underplat. Okay, Mason picking up Crystal Heart now. Mason was around 6 seconds, no, 14 seconds ahead at... Opal was ahead 14 seconds for... Yeah. Okay, 14 seconds ahead at Lantern. Okay. Sorry for the confusion there. I got some numbers jumbled up.
Yeah, it happens. Opal also getting through the cycle without much trouble.
Yep.
No Menderbug, unfortunately, for Mason.
Now Mason will have to hope for a good Gruzzer RNG again, and it seems like he gets it. And now going for the close to the acid skip, of course, because there's one of the two acid skips in the route. On the way to Teacher's Archives. Oh, releases a bit too early and actually doesn't get the acid skip. That might be the race nerfs coming through.
Yeah, releasing the C-Dash early is something that happens. And it's really annoying, but getting it in an acid skip is just really adds up to it.
Because, of course, in that room you also don't just get dropped by the ledge, but you get put in the beginning of the room, so you have to walk a bit further.
Yeah, exactly.
Opal doesn't get to the wall.
Oh.
And that's quite low, but recovers without any problems.
Yeah.
Okay, so not too big of a the relative time save there for either of the runners. Which will help keep this race stay tight. As Mason begins to do the Umu fight, where we obviously hope for good RNG now.
Opal going for the transitional walking storage, but unfortunately misses it.
Yep.
It's fine though. Mason didn't go for it, and I don't think it loses anything.
Mason now doing the first Umu damage cycle and looks pretty good. So we'll hope the rest goes well. We have one slow attack for Mason there, as the fight also begins for Opal. With the slow attack. And I think that's too fast. And Mason finishes the fight, gets a very good 2-cycle on Umu there.
Yeah, it looked like the Umu might have been a bit high, but he jumped before the first fireball. I think after the first fireball and managed it really well. Opal getting the first damage cycle as well.
Mason did the wall cling storage acid skip, which always looks incredibly scary when the runners are just jumping over that acid. It went okay.
Did Opal get an extra?
Yes, I think so.
But that actually saved the 2-cycle because he managed to pull off another dream nail and then nailed the second damage cycle as well.
I believe he got the wall cling storage, but I also... Okay, I thought he lost it there, but both runners going for the acid skip over Umu, and Opal currently has a 13-second lead after Umu. And we get to one of the next big points of difficulty in the run, which is the entirety of Queen's Gardens and Deep Nest, really, but also Queen's Gardens acid skip, which is a big block in the road for many people wanting to pick up this category, as it's very precise. You just have a few pixels of room there.
Yeah, QG is a really difficult skip, and it can really mess you up. But these runners are really experienced, so hopefully they'll get it within the first 2 tries.
Yeah, we already had one sketchy acid skip situation. This will be surely fine.
Yeah. Mason entering now.
Mason doesn't dunk and gets it the second try perfectly.
Yeah, really. Just not dunking is really nice.
Yeah. HP can be a bit scary in Queen's Gardens because you have to very much treat HP as a resource for Beast Sten. And you also have a mandatory damage tank on the route, but it's a bit less stressful with how frequent Den quit outs are by now. So it's not as important that you're on 4 health minimum.
Yeah, then quit out has really helped make trap bench less stressful.
Opal also gets it, I believe, second try and also doesn't dunk. So that's great.
Yeah, Mason missed the quick kill on the first Petro, but he recovered really nicely.
Yeah.
He's on 2 HP, but should be fine for the rest of the split.
Opal is 11 seconds ahead on the entering Queen's Garden split.
Yeah, Mason is starting to catch up little by little.
Yep. The run isn't very long anymore, though, and Umu cycles, which are a big thing which can flip times, are out of the question now. That being said, it's not like the RNG time is over. Oh, it was 4th try for Opal, I'm sorry. Not 2nd try. Opal also getting a very good Mantis Arena there. And Mason on 1 HP in Deep Nest. Getting pretty close to Distant Village though, so should just be fine with the Den quit out. And not worried too much about the lost HP.
Yeah, it looks really scary when he went for the last pull and he missed it, but
yeah,
he wall jumped really quickly to avoid getting hit again.
Dropping off one of those platforms in Distant Village also always feels extremely scary because your run is kinda over when you fall to the bottom there. But managed to cling right back to the wall and it's okay.
Yeah,
Nothing happens here.
Yeah, those platforms are just way too scary to step on. Like, you know, if you fall, it's your run is pretty much over.
It's like worse than having a literal acid pit that you go over. Opal also getting to 1 HP in a similar place. But also being fine now since they entered Distant Village and are able to do the quit out. Mason got the Devout skip, which is very cool. Saves a lot of time and you also have to put up with less devout combat. Yeah, the Den movement of Mason is something where you can clearly see the time he spent there, and he doesn't go for the grub save, which is always very sad to see.
It's amazing, actually.
It is amazing. Yeah. You say it's amazing.
Yes, it loses time. Like, you're in the middle of a race.
Yeah, those 2 frames are really what's going to make up for the 8-second difference here.
Maybe we're foreshadowing, who knows?
Ooh.
Oh, unfortunately missing the devout skip.
Well, that is what makes up for those 8 seconds here.
Yep, they should be pretty tight. Oh.
Yeah, we're going to have a really tight THK fight now. That is going to be very hype. We can actually start counting parries now. Oh, and it looks like Opal almost deleted the save file out of habit. That is something that is unfortunately quite relatable.
Yep, the devoutes are so mean. Even with the devout skip, they can be annoying.
Yep. And Opal
Opal not
also
seeing the grove
leaves
as
the
well.
grub.
Such a blessed race.
Mason apparently fell while getting to the distant village stag. Yeah, I hate to see it.
Yeah, that's so annoying when it happens. I think we can say that both our runners are really nervous, and it's understandable. It's such a close race.
Yeah.
Going for the
Who
wiggle though,
wouldn't be?
and yeah, you got it. Really nice.
Yeah, Mason making their way to Dirtmouth now. Of course, the Hollow Knight, very scary. Mason apparently is 1 second ahead right now. But that
But the
probably
fall,
doesn't take the fall in Distant Village into account yet.
yeah, so Opal is probably like 10 seconds ahead. Like, I don't know how much that loses.
Yeah, get your Hollow D's and Horse D's and maybe even cows if you like the Chinese community in the chat for Mason now as we're approaching the Hollow Knight fight. Get hyped. The race is climaxing. And it's going to be really tight. The Opal goes for the C-Dash Bell. As Mason breaks the last chain of the Hollow Knight and begins the fight to end the run. With Opal apparently 13 seconds ahead. So yeah, the fight begins for Mason. The scream is over. And yeah. Get your Hollow D's in the chat for Opal as well. As we hope that the Hollow Knight doesn't parry too much today. And gives us favorable RNG.
Yeah, I think he got 2 parries. But it's fine for now.
Yeah, it could be much, much worse than that.
Oh, that's 3.
Or
And that's 4.
5. Oh
And 5.
god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's exactly what we don't want to see here. And we get the first self-stab. Alright. Yeah, Mason really getting not the best one here. Not the best RNG, then another self-stab. That's pretty rough. Opal also starting the fight now. Over the screen, and Mason.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Oh god.
He got thrown off for the terrible RNG and got hit a lot. I mean, the knight was just parrying and bouncing and self-stabbing, like all the attacks that you don't want to see.
Yeah, this is kind of the Hollow Knight really being mean. That is very, very sad. Opal's fight is looking very good so far. Not too many parries, and hasn't quite reached the first self-stab yet. But we're there now. Just as the scream began. Also not the greatest RNG on the self-stabs there. And also getting a bounce.
Oh.
Mason's THK getting the fountain. And Opal's THK is bouncing once again. Now we see a double bouncy screen. And Opal finishes the fight. Is that PB? I think that PB's right.
I think that it's his 33-38, but I think that shit wasn't updated. And he actually has a 33-04 in his splits.
Oh, okay,
And, oh,
okay,
no.
okay.
Mason had
Because it...
another unfortunate death.
Oh my god. It would be a PB by 12 seconds otherwise. Well... Oh, Mason not collecting the shade now. So we're not bothered by less soul for another THK attempt.
Yeah,
And
that's
we
just
will see...
mostly-
We will see if Opal is up to any Myla shenanigans.
Hopefully.
I believe I have an evil person commenting with me here.
What do you mean evil?
Or maybe I'm evil. A true question. Okay,
Opal doing
Opal is
really
comparing against 3304. So it unfortunately isn't a PB, but it would have been a PB compared to the old times.
And it's still a really good run, like going within like 22 seconds of a PB is really good.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Mason's Hollow Knight still not behaving on the third attempt.
Yeah, it's just really annoying. Oh no, bounce. There we go.
Yeah, this is a very scary fight for Opal here. Maybe should take some time to heal. To not prolong this fight, but we're going for the fastest time. Okay.
Yeah, thankfully he didn't scream skip out of habit because he was on 1 HP. That could
Yeah,
have been
and
bad.
also healing for safety now. Which is understandable with how harshly this phase has been treating him.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where the Hollow Knight really loses a lot of his strength, and yeah, their strength and dying now, so Mason also able to finishing the run. Not even... Okay, focusing now. Yeah, big GGs to both of the runners. Pretty great run for Opal, really. Like, ahead of the submission time. A bit below behind the current PB, like by 22 seconds, but still a very, very respectable run for a race.
Yeah, really well done by him.
Managed to keep his nerves together through all the hardships that the run threw his way with Acid Skip, for example, and the 4th try QGA.
Yeah.
And
just getting him at 33 low. I mean, it's just really good.
Yeah. But still a very, very respectable. Okay, if the runners want an interview, they can join us now. Managed to keep his nerves together through all the hardships that the run threw his way with Acid Skip, for example. Yeah, big GGs to the runners, of course, though. Really unfortunate THK in the end for Mason.
Yeah, that was like really sad to see.
Okay,
THK just being rude, giving the worst pattern.
very rude. And yeah, we get the wonderful yeah, okay, both of the runners are in waiting now, so hello there. GG's on the run.
Hello.
Yeah, GG's.
Oh boy.
That Hollow Knight was quite rough in the end to you, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
What do you think about your run, Opal? You got a GG's on the run? Gold on Dreamnail, right?
Yeah,
Hello,
GG's.
thank you. Yeah, it was like at times it was super good, and I'm super proud of how I played, and at other times it was just
That
like
Hollow Knight was quite rough in the end to you, wasn't it?
like what went on in lamp in rafters.
Yeah, it certainly was quite rough. What do you think about your run, Opal? You got
this
a
was
ring
still
not that horrible
on Dreamnail,
rafters.
right?
You got the backup
Yeah,
on the left
it
side,
was like
so
at
you
times it
didn't
was
lose
super
that much
good, and I'm
time.
super proud
Yeah,
of how
also
I
I
played.
missed
And
so much, like
at
so
other
many
times it
doubles
was
on
just like
THK. It could have been like a
tragic.
gold or something, probably.
like what went in
Well, it was
Jump
certainly less optimal,
rafters.
but I still
Yeah,
think
it certainly
that it
was
was a
quite
pretty
rough,
good run.
but,
Like
this
especially
was still
considering
not
for a
that
race.
horrible a rafters. You got the backup
Also,
on the
like
left
in
side,
Umu,
so
I felt
you
like
didn't
I'm
lose that
super
much
like
time.
done for after missing the second dream nail on the second cycle. But then did the Mustang thing, and it just worked normally.
Exactly. I mean, I would say you still got a like for especially for a race very respectable time. Like this is actually a great time, and so I'm quite glad you got that.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG to you as well. Was it maybe your nerves getting to you there in the end, Mason?
No, I don't really have any nerves this run. It's just like
Yeah.
this is the first time I've ever done like a live speedrunning thing, and I also haven't played this game in like a week. So this is like my first time on in so long, and I just kind of went in blind.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just played worse than Opal the entire time, so it's like kind of makes sense that I lose. Opal just played better than me.
You were actually like 1 second apart out of Hera.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? Oh my god. Also,
it was really close.
That's crazy, actually. I thought I was like behind the entire time because I don't know. I after Lurian, I jumped on the stream for a second to see how I was doing, and I was behind by like 30 seconds. So
You had quite a lot of shared things where when things didn't go well. For example, both of you dunked in the acid skip in Two Teachers Archives.
yeah, I don't know why that happened. Honestly, like that's a mistake I never make, and somehow I just pressed jump so early for no reason.
I just
that's
didn't
really
hold
cool.
C dash long enough for some reason.
Yeah, that's what a race does to you. It's of course sad to see that, but at the end, this is like a lot of those things happen to both of you at the same time, and that's why out of Hera you were still so close.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I thought might have been close, but then I fell down trying to get to the stag, so I was just like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, that was quite a big time loss, of course. You didn't drop all the way to the bottom, fortunately, though, so it's not
Yeah.
as bad as it could have been.
I don't even know what I would have done, honestly. I've never been to that part of Deep Nest before.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the backup for that either. You could have maybe just went and visited Myla if that happened.
You probably just
True.
quit out because you got hard saved out,
True.
like in front of Hera.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
just get
yeah.
hard safe from Hera.
I would have not thought of doing that in a race, but can I go kill Mila? I'm actually gonna do
Wow.
it.
Oh my god.
Let's
Okay,
go.
we got Mason killing Myla now. So I
don't know.
guess
Wait, where's Mila? I don't even know where Mila is. Hold on.
you go to like the stag in like third mouth, and then you go up to the crystal peak like D-Dark, like descending like dive entrance. Like it's near the crystal peak dive entrance. And on the way there it's just like on the bottom.
Do I have to go to Crossroads Stag? Can I go this way? I don't even know.
Oh, but by the way,
You can
after
go right.
failing the devout skip, right? I like my head turned off and I just wanted to reset live split and delete the save file, start a new run automatically. Like that's why
Yeah,
that's why it looks so weird.
it looked scary. Like someone in chat also pointed that out, and it seemed, yeah, it was very scary for like a split second
Yeah,
there.
I was like, what am I doing? Why am I deleting the save file? Like when I was hovering my mouse over the like the delete text or whatever.
That thing actually happened to me like yesterday. I beat like Hornet on a gold, and I had so many resets in Green Path that day that I actually deleted the save from habit.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
Yeah, okay, Mason killing Myla there. You can make of that what you will. Large parts of chat seem rather happy about this. Others
I mean-
not so much.
After killing Model, I think we should start wrapping it up because the other match was scheduled like 20 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, okay, so I guess we will have to call it a day here. The delays are otherwise stacking up too much.
Oh yeah, I
And-
forgot about that completely.
Yeah, we got a race starting like probably kinda now, immediately after this, between Jack Bolt and Skate King. And that's definitely going to be very hype. So yeah, definitely tune in for the race between Jack Bolt and Skate. And yeah, have a good one. GG's to the runners again.
Thank
Goodbye,
you for
everyone. Thanks for
commentating
watching.
and restreaming.